Hey, friends, I wanted to give you a quick update on where we're at regarding how we worship on Sundays. First of all, as I mentioned a couple weeks ago in my email, we're really looking at staying online throughout the summer. We don't want to be one of the first congregations back in the building. We also are working with Elam, and they have some guidelines from their denomination. So we are in no rush to get back into the building. I know that's disappointing for some of you, but I want to explain our rationale behind that. Number one, if we were to be able to come back, we would not be able to have kids ministry. Singing is highly discouraged. We would have to social distance. We wouldn't be able to take Eucharist the way we normally do. And the prevailing feeling among many of us is that's just not worth it. It's not worth getting back to worship when it means having those limitations. It also would mean, at this point anyway, having to do multiple services or having to assign people. You know, you get to go to the first Sunday of the month, you get to go to the second Sunday of the month. So we are really committed to being safe and protecting our most vulnerable. We really hope to be back worshiping in the fall sometime, and we will keep you posted on all of that. Now I want to talk about some recent decisions we made regarding how we're going to worship online. I want to thank you so much for your participation in the survey recently, and we found out lots of things. We found out that most of you would be comfortable doing some interaction on Zoom again, so thank you for that. We also had a mix of reactions regarding Facebook Watch Party and live online worship. We found about 2/3 of you preferred live online worship, while about 1/3 of you preferred the watch party. And I want to tell you where we've landed. We've decided actually to stay with the Facebook Watch Party for several reasons. As we talked as a staff together and even with the elders, we felt like in terms of simplicity, as we look into August, especially when I'm going to be gone, we're going to have Kara Verhage, Ali Lee, Brian McWhite, Danny Cook, and Betsy Hines preaching, with 5 different preachers heading into August. We felt like it would be the best route to continue to pre-record sermons, but do it with a live watch party. We also, as we gathered at 3 or 4 people in a little team to analyze online worship platforms. And while we really feel like we feel solid in our ability to be much more safe than we were in the past, there still always exists, especially for like primetime Sunday worship, the opportunity for another kind of Zoom bomb. And we just feel like the benefits of going back to live, online only, Zoom or Google Meets don't quite outweigh the risks. And so for the sake of simplicity, for the sake of multiple preachers heading in with multiple styles of preaching heading into August, and also the need and desire for some stability these days, we decided to stay with pre-recording our worship and doing the Facebook Watch Party. Now, having said that, we heard loud and clear from many of you that there is a desire for connection. And that's even as we kind of parsed out the responses to the survey, even regarding online worship. What we really saw was what people want is to see each other. And so to that end, we're going to start just right after July 4th. We're going to organize, obviously all this is voluntary, but we're going to organize some in-person gatherings based on regional groups, the Genesis regional groups. And we're also going to organize virtual meetings based on regional groups before and or after Sunday gatherings. And so we may use Zoom for that. We may use Google Meet for that. But that's a way I think we can sort of scratch the itch that I think some of you have, and maybe many of you have, to see each other's faces even on a Sunday morning. So we might do things like a 9:30 to 10 a.m. lobby gathering with different breakout rooms to have conversations with people and see people. We might do an after service. All this is voluntary, but a discussion about the service or about something else, or even during the week. So be looking for that in the next week or two in terms of plans for that. If you have any questions about any of that, please let us know. You can email me, Steve W. at genesiscov.org, or email hellowest@genesiscov.org. Really appreciate your patience. Really appreciate you being in it together with us. And we're so grateful for every one of you. Thanks, everybody.